Sorry. Had to take a call. Back to, it's a little warmer now since I've had to take the call. Oh, and everything. Oh, you hear that? My husband's gonna lose his mind. Okay, I'm sorry, it's really loud. Oh, this camera looks like it needs some help. Just because, you know, I gotta go to the bank. Oh. Forgot about that. I gotta go to the bank. I'm dressed like a snowman. I have to drop off some mail. Oh, I gotta check if I brought the American stamps for my friend. Oh, I do. And guess what? Today, I want to talk to you about America and Canada, which makes it really perfect because, hang on. That's more better. So these are $1.40 if I want to send, I consider her a friend. I'm not sure if she considers me a friend yet. It's Alan Watts' wife, or widow. But by Friday, this is the last time I can use it. So thankfully, my procrastination, I am the CEO of procrastinators. So it's gonna force me to send her a letter today, which I'm really pleased about because we had a strike in Canada for the mail, and lots of crap is happening, lots of shit's happening in Canada, and none of it is good. I mean, honest to goodness, I don't know if I should try to. Oh, I'm gonna have to. Oh, that wiper got stuck. And I hope my husband doesn't watch this video because he gets mad at me when I use the wipers, and then the wipers get ruined because I don't use them right. Anyway, we're in Sofia today, and you guys are right in the sunlight. So I'm sorry about that, but it's so gorgeous outside. It's so gorgeous. It is just stunning. It's freezing. I just want to let you guys know it's minus 27 today. And we're in January. So January, February, from what I understand, is like the worst of it. I haven't been here a whole... Oh, I'm so sorry. Did I forget to put my lip gloss on? I don't think I have any lip gloss in here. Squirrel. Oh, I do have some lip gloss. Okay. Let's see. Should I go with like lean in? Oh, my hat is too high up. That's wrong. Okay. Should I go in with lean in, or should I go in with well, it's just shine, shine, shine. It doesn't have a name here. That's silly. Okay, let's go in with lean in, because we're going to lean into something today. I'm going to look at some excellent. As I told you before, this is as good as it's going to get. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. That's all I can do. Anyway, I have got to go to a really short ride. It's a short ride. It's just to the hardware store. And the hardware store is only like 15 minutes away. So I got to make it brief, which I'm not very good at, obviously. I mean, if anybody's stumbled on my videos, they know that they're not very short. But I'm going to try my wipers, please. Ooh, they're still frozen. I've got it on like 32 million degrees and it's still not doesn't want to melt. And then now I'm going to be flying. I'm going to be driving, so not flying. I'm going to be flying. All right, so if anybody stumbled on my long videos, they know that I just don't know how to keep it short. But there's lots of talk right now about, the orange man, Donald Trump, saving the world. He's just going to save the world. Now, if you believe that, then you just keep sleeping now, because I don't want to wake you up. I don't want to be the reason why you wake up and freak out and realize that the world isn't what you thought it was in your dreams. But anyway, that aside, he's going to fix everything. In fact, he's going to fix Canada, because now he's offering to take us, meaning, the way that America offers to help any country. Read between the lines there if you can, until free speech is free again. I've got to be very careful what I say. But all that to say is that there's been a lot of talk about, Donald Trump wanting to make Canada the 51st state. Now, all kidding aside, the fact that people are not aware, and this is a fact, again, unpopular, but is a fact, that between 2010 and 2012, they were already writing up the amalgamation papers of Mexico, Canada, and the States. I gotta be honest with you, I don't remember Greenland being involved in the mix there, but perhaps that's just something that I forgot. I'd have to look into it again, but you know what? I actually have a life, and this is the best that I can do. So in 2010 and between 2010 and 2012, they were writing up the documents to amalgamate the Americas and to have one currency like the euro, but it was going to be called the Amero. Now, this is just a fact. Whether you like it or not, it's irrelevant. It's kind of like, it's a fact you have to breathe to survive. If you don't believe in that, well, that's your problem, but it's still true. So I've got to be as quick as possible, because I feel like the constraint of time, 15 minutes, I don't know if I'll fit in all my opinions and thoughts. Oh, crap. And I should slow down the car, too. Maybe it'll give me an extra 3 minutes. What a stupid word. That's such a stupid filler word. It's annoying. Focus, Rose. Focus. Okay. Needless to say, the fact that they are taking a tweet, because it started out as a tweet that Donald Trump tweeted when our well, let's just say the man that pretends to lead the country went to go and, suck a fart out of Trump's ass. Or at least that is the portrayed narrative, because this is a stage that they are playing a show on. And that is not my opinion. That is, again, something that is happening. But we, as the observers, are thinking that it's happening in real time, and this isn't planned, this isn't a script, it's not a show, it's real time. They're actually having this kind of back and forth, and Trump is gonna take the world not into the new world order, but he's gonna take the world and America into the next phase of making everything great again. All these rhetorics that are being used and reused, you can find in many documents showing that this is just more of the same packaged in different wrapping paper. Now, back to 2010 and 12, when they started the amalgamation of the Americas, I don't know what happened, because it kind of fizzled out in terms of talking in a lot of documents. They didn't have a lot of documents on it, so I don't know exactly how that ended up. But coincidentally, all of a sudden, a single tweet, I think I've got you guys in the sunlight, a single tweet has started a real debate, like a real debate, on whether or not Canada should become the 51st state. Now, in any other normal time, this tweet would have been exactly what it is. A tweet, a joke, a farce, a ridiculousness. Like, this wouldn't have been a thing. But if there was a plan to join the Americas and they weren't able to do it earlier because we had not been primed yet. We were not primed. They test our temperature every day, all the time. And they obviously realized that it was not going to go through. Like, America was not in enough hurt, and Canada was not in enough of a shitty situation where this kind of move would have even remotely made sense. But look, fast forward how many years from 2012? 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. That's how many years? Okay? Anybody that has had any education in the northern or in US or in Canada or anywhere in the first world should know that was 12 years. I think I counted that right. I think I counted on my fingers. Because we get no education, we get indoctrination, and don't mix the two up, because education is not synonymous with knowledge. Now, again, I digress. I'm trying to stay focused here. In the sheer desperation to stay focused, I'm very unfocused. Did you hear that? That's like the cold cracking my car. Anyway, so all that to say, in 12 years, now all of a sudden, a simple tweet, starts a complete serious narrative that politicians are actually engaging in and reacting to a tweet. So if you do not know that this was planned and this was already on the books, because it was literally started already years and years ago, and they obviously realized that was not the right timing, because timing is everything. Like, timing is everything. Like, when you're a kid, and we know this as human beings innately, and the reason why I'm saying that is when you're a kid and you want something that your parents might not be really, they're not going to maybe be that eager to let you do. Like, let's just say you want to go to a party and you're 16 years old, and there's a chance you might be able to go, but the timing has to be exactly right that you ask your mom or dad. Like, they have to be in a euphoric situation where they're really feeling good and they're celebrating and they're so joyous and so happy and they're not mad. Like, you do not ask, even as a kid, this, that timing is everything. You do not ask to go to this party to, like, let's just say you want to see a boy, but you don't want to frame it as that, of course. You're not dumb. You're going to ask them when they're the most euphoric, or if you've done something really good that they're proud of you, and that's when the timing is perfect. And that's when you're going to strike with your question, and that's when you're going to present it, because that they're primed, they're happy, you've done something good. Okay? Same thing with timing in politics. They knew that the timing was not right. You had done something bad, or you didn't do well in school, so it was not the right time to ask to go to a party. Absolutely not. But right now, your parents are euphoric, you've been a good little girl or boy, and you're like, this is the time to present this question or this situation. And that's, I would argue, is more what's happening, because I was shocked. When this started happening, I thought, oh, my wipers froze. Okay, it's calmed down. I can't wipe my wetness because they're frozen. They just froze just from being on the highway. I'm sorry. So when I saw this being taken seriously, I thought it was just a joke that, they were laughing at it, that he was saying this, and I thought that was going to go to bed. But when I started seeing that politicians were responding, they were really frothing this up to a real thing, I realized, oh my God, this is the right timing for them to consolidate the Amero and to consolidate the whole of America. Like, it's supposed to be Mexico, Canada, and the States. And again, I'm sorry, I will see if I can look up if Greenland was part of it. But that's the first part. And secondly, there is such a thing as an agenda. When you are an organized person or a very busy person or a successful person in anything that you do, whether it's success in money or success in a homestead or success in being able to live frugally and freely, or more freely. There's no such thing as living freely. That's just ridiculous unless you're dead. And then let's hope you're free then. But if you are an organized person, you're going to have some sort of agenda. There you guys are again, being like bombarded by the beautiful sun. You are going to have an agenda or some sort of way of keeping track of where you're going, what you're doing, and how you're going to get there. So whether it's a calendar, whether it's an agenda, a lot of people use agendas. Like my children, when they went to school, they had an agenda. And that agenda showed you a calendar. And then in that agenda, you also listed the things that you're doing today, the things that you're doing tomorrow. It's a plan. And if you know where you want to end up, you have to have an agenda that you're sticking to. Is it that difficult for people to freaking understand that we are working through an agenda that's not ours? We think it's all unfolding, we're bumbling around, and we're it's progress. But whose progress is it? Whose progress is it that we must have a social insurance number? We must pay taxes. There's so many things, and whenever I'm this camera really stunts me a little bit because I'm usually more free in terms of thinking, but I'm kind of still embarrassed. It's not easy talking to a camera. But anyway, I'm hoping one day there's going to be people on the other side of the camera watching me, so then I'll know I'm talking to people. But right now, I'm talking to a plastic device that is also a device that listens to everything I do and say, so why not use it for this purpose? So how hard is it really to believe that we are working through a planned agenda? And what's worse is that it's laid out for us if we wanted to be interested, and if we wanted to actually go and find the information, we could. But most of us are so fast asleep that unfortunately most of us don't want to look because it's so scary. But it's not really scary. That's the thing. It's not really scary. It's only scary when you don't know. That's what's more scary. Okay. I didn't make it in the 15 minutes, so I am going to have to finish when I come back. But right now, I am going to go into the hardware store because we need electrical outlets. We need bolts. What else do I need? There was other things, but it's on my list. And when I get back, we will continue this. But I'll try to make it as quick as possible because then I have to go to the bank, and then I have to go visit my friend Herbie again. I have to go get him a coffee, and or maybe, you know what, maybe I'll pick this up because I don't feel comfortable. I was thinking of taking you guys along to the hardware store and to the bank, but I'm having a hard enough time talking to the camera let alone walking around with a camera and talking to it in public places. Maybe my goal is to be comfortable with that at some point, but right now I have to admit that I'm just not there. So what I'll do is I will pick this up when I'm finished with the bank, and I'm going to pick up the coffee for Herb right before I go and visit Herb. And my girlfriend that works at the old age home is also retiring today, and I'm so excited. So I'm gonna get her some donuts, and yeah, and that's it. Maybe I won't get her donuts because just remember she doesn't like donuts. Anyway, squirrel, I'll see you guys in just a little bit. Bye. Okay, that was a lot longer than you're gonna feel. I was like, I think that took me almost 3/4 of an hour. Okay, it is still chill, but it is way more better than before. Let me see if I can put the heating up on the. I'm gonna just check about on my wipers. Lordy. Okay. Okay. All right, that's probably the only wipes I'm gonna get. It's gonna freeze again because I can't. My handicap scraper. Oh, this thing is gonna be frozen. I left it in the darn car. Oh no. It's like, ew, cakey. It's a disaster in the cold. Again, as good as it's gonna get. I'll put that in my purse. Let's see if I can stop you guys from getting. Okay, where were we? In the car. Oh my gosh, I ran into my neighbor. I met so many people. That's a great thing about being in a small little tiny town, is that you get to meet so many people. So many people. And I met so many people. Okay, now I gotta find. You know what? I'm just gonna go here. I don't know where I'm at in this little town right here. I only know like 4 streets, and I just turned on to one that I don't know. All right, back to the agenda and how it's not totally at all coincidental that we are in this spot where we're considering joining America, because that's really what's happening. And I just want to tell you that if I think about it, wouldn't really care less if we became American. You know what? I think I'm more American in terms of like the way I like to think than I am Canadian. Canadians are lovely, 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 lovely people. But they are so docile, they're like a golden retriever. Or like a lab. If we're talking about dogs, I'm more of a Chihuahua, so that would really put me in the category of Mexico, America. I'm a little bit more assertive, or as my friends call me, passionate about my opinions. So first of all, I would say that it would be a benefit to Canada. Taxes are lower. If you want to start a business, your chances of making money are much greater than in Canada, because in Canada, the amount of taxes you pay, HST, you pay corporate taxes, you pay withholdings for your employees. There's just like you get bent over at every corner. It's like living in one of those third world countries where you need to go get water. You got to worry about getting bent over. So Canada is very much like that. If you can make business in Canada, you can make business in America. The other thing is I don't know how beneficial it would be for America to actually consolidate with Canada. If you've ever owned a business, small business or big business, if you have a small business where your accounts receivable are in your right pocket and your accounts payable are in your left, you're going to understand this. If your business is struggling, you can't turn your business around unless there's some sort of big miracle that happens where all of a sudden someone up front pays you a lot of money to join as your client. Otherwise, if you're losing money, like America has lost, what was America? $36 trillion in a deficit. Canada, I don't even know what it is, but it's not in the trillions. I mean, I think it is in the trillions. I'll put it up. I can't remember how much Canada is, but both these countries are in the shitter, ostensibly. Now, if your business is struggling and you're in a deficit, you haven't made a profit in years, to buy another failing business, which is Canada, because Canada's another fail. Like we're in an everything bubble, and it's not just Canada. We're not exclusive. We're not the only ones in the shitter, because every country at this point, especially first world countries, are in the shitter. So why would you go and spend more money pulling another company that is failing at the time that you are in dire straits? It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Plus, I mean, long term, it would make business sense. But the more you amalgamate, the less of a diverse world we're getting. The more that we amalgamate into Walmart, or the more we amalgamate into one world order, we're ostensibly losing freedoms every single time we amalgamate. So I would be, if America extended their constitution to Canadians, I'd go for that, because they have the First and Second Amendment. We have the Chartered Freedom of Rights or some shit like that. And it's nothing. It's not even worth the paper that it's written on. So you can't even argue that in court, because constitutional lawyers there's only a couple of constitutional lawyers that I was able to reach out to when all of the coronavirus stuff was happening, and I was asking for help in a couple of situations, and all of them were in bed with the government, outside of one that we found, and his name was Rocco something. Rocco, I can't remember, because he subsequently had some sort of accident or something happened to him where he ended up in a coma because he was fighting the mandates. And again, kind of like now all of a sudden we're talking about something that was already sort of plotted and planned so many years ago. He, by accident, coincidentally, nearly died. And then all of the lawsuits that he was working on that were pertaining to any of those unconstitutional things or against our freedoms and rights in Canada, all of a sudden, I mean, that is a conspiracy theory, I will admit, because I don't know any details, but it's very funny how certain people perished during that time, depending on their stance on things. Anyway, so I would say it would be in the benefit of Canada to have a constitution, to have a bigger army, even though this army is not a benefit right now, because at the end of the day, all these years, Canada and the States have been going around and causing a lot of, or no, let me take that back. Canada and America are going around spreading democracy. But the way that they spread democracy is through, well, the barrel of a gun. So, I mean, everything is ass backwards, but I mean, it just seems that that's not really that helpful, let's just say. So I would say that if the amalgamation happened, there are certain benefits that us as Canadians would benefit from. However, the fact that it was always in the plan, and the fact that they're now combining potentially 4 countries into one, is not a good thing, because they're going to want more controls. They're going to want to impose things like biometrics and AI and digital currency, and because they're going to have all of these excuses, reasons. They're going to tell you their reasons, and they're going to package them really, really well, like the way our freedom fighter Elon represents that, you know, having a chip in your head for disabled people, of course, is a good idea. But he's for freedom of speech, and he doesn't censor anybody. That's absolutely just fact. So I do think it's very telling that Trump has been positioned in such a way where now he is beloved, even by people that didn't really like him the first time around. So it just makes me think, you know, the second election, I wonder if it wasn't a pause to set the stage to bring him up as as America's or the world's savior. And anybody, I'm going to say anybody who thinks that one man can undo all the wrong that has been happening for hundreds of years leading us up to here, well, at least you're delusional. At least you're delusional. And, you know, at best, you're just uninformed. But all that to say is, hey, if what was planned is going to happen, then I don't think in the way of good or bad. I think of in the way of the agenda that has been set in front of us without us seeing it. But for people who are looking to see what's going on, looking around and seeing, okay, they are right on target. They are right on point, getting closer and closer and closer to a one world order, one world government, one world power. Because think about it, if Trump is successfully able to make it appear like he's the one orchestrating all of this and nobody else, he's the one and only powerful guy, then we are one step closer to the agenda that other people weren't able to pull through because they weren't liked so much. Everybody who trusts one person without question, because I don't think enough people are questioning this, we're going to be lost, because he's going to take us, the Pied Piper is going to take us to where the money is. He's a businessman above all. He does not care about America. He can live anywhere. His children know how to speak Chinese, I believe. So I don't really think that China's his enemy if his children know how to speak Chinese. And I'm pretty sure it's Chinese. Or he can go and live in Israel, or he can go live wherever. It's us that are going to be stuck in the countries that they make that is going to be a problem. We're the ones that are going to be enslaved. We're the ones that are going to be constricted. We're the ones that aren't going to be able to get out of our 15-minute cities because they're going to have to do it due to safety. And America is as much of a shit show right now as Canada, even worse. And the other thing is that if we were to then amalgamate, and which rules are we going to accept? Which rules are they going to take from us? Are they going to start, taking people's arms? Or are they going to open it up because of their amendment? And are we going to be able to bear arms? And in my opinion, if that is going to happen and that's going to get extended to Canadians, then all the power to us. But it's never that simple. And I just want you guys to know that it doesn't matter what happens, because in the end most people are asleep and what's going to happen is going to happen. But start noticing that this has been in the works for, I hope my window opens when I have to order. And I have to order now. 1 second, please. Nobody's talking yet.
Hi, can I help?
Hi, can I get a small coffee with just milk?
Sure.
And a sour glazed donut?
Sour cream glazed? Yeah.
Sour cream glaze, please.
And that's everything?
That's everything.
Okay, come on up.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, what a nice lady. That doesn't happen very often anymore. That is the Tim Hortons I remember. Anyway, so that's it. I just wanted to air that out because I was thinking to myself, wow, I can't believe this is a serious conversation now. But I can, because I was wondering how they were going to bring it about when they started all of the documentation in 2010 through to 2012, because they were working on it. But I just thought, I just can't see them happening. But it's funny because they make everything look so natural. It's like, naturally we have to do this because this happened. And naturally now, Trudeau's resigning because Trump is such a strong leader. Trump is not a leader. He's the face that we believe is the leader. And if you actually listen to American Vagabond, he did this really great before the election. He did this amazing. Like, it takes just so much time, and I'm not that smart, but he is brilliant. And he did a mashup of what Trump says and what Harris said. What Trump said and what Harris said. And it was almost exactly the same. It's kind of like, when you're in high school and you're not plagiarizing because you're changing the way the sentences go, but you're plagiarizing because you're just changing the way that the sentence are, laid out, but you're otherwise plagiarizing. Same thing. Their speech writers were almost identical, just different words, and one was set as like a negative, like they were countering a negative one, and one was framing it as a positive. Take a look. Anyway, that's it. And look, I couldn't fit into 15 minutes. I'm gonna try, and then I'm also gonna try to when I'm really pissed off and I'm really feeling like really venting, I think I'm gonna do videos. Because YouTube is so vanilla. But I'll do videos, and I'll have to sign up to X, and even though I know that that's censored too, but it's to a lesser degree, and Odyssey and BitChute and Last American Vagabond, you can, I'm just plugging him in because I really like him, not because I'm affiliated in any way. I wish, but I'm not. I'm just a lone star here, but if anybody ever wants, it's The Last American Vagabond. And of course, you can always go and listen to the talks that Alan Watt at Cutting Through the Matrix did. And he actually, in one of his 2012 talks, he actually reads all of the documentation that that's pertaining to this amalgamation of the Americas. And he goes into it with much greater detail than I do. I'm just going on memory. Hi.
Hi. Too hard. Too hard.
Oh, shit. Oh, thanks. Thank you. Take care. So yeah. So I think that I've aired my complaints, my thoughts, and I do hope that I find my people, because to be honest, I feel like I can think by just talking. The type of brain that I have is, well, some people would say ADHD, but I argue to say that each of our brain is formed differently. Our nails are formed differently. Our feet are formed differently. We have different types of legs. Some people have knees that go to the X. Some people have bow legs. I believe the brain is no different. My type of brain is classified as ADHD so that the medical community could benefit. But I've never been formally diagnosed, but I'm sure that anybody that is a professional, if I ever am lucky enough to find someone in my community that is a professional that can tell me if in fact I do have all the tail signs of being ADHD, I actually benefit from talking out loud. That's how I think best. So if I'm talking, I'm able to process my thoughts a lot more clearly, whereas if I'm not able to talk and I have to sit and ponder in silence, that just doesn't work for me as well. So part of my meandering on and on and on is so that I can think about how I feel about A, B, C, or D, whatever that may be. Anyway, thanks for being here if you are here. You know how to help me if you want to be, helpful. I'm not going to remind you because everybody knows what to do. I'm not into the whole smash the like button, blah, blah, blah. If you want to come hang out with me, I would be really, really happy to spend some time with you guys and talk to you more. If there's anything that you can ask me or add to build on what I was saying, that would be wonderful. You want to be mean, that's your prerogative. I ain't gonna stop you. But other than that, that's it. So until next time. Mwah.